11. 11.
Stick to the TV. Is that the situation, Pat?
So I said we come up between the
To be
legs.
fair.
That's what it looked like from here.
You got an interview at the end of the game or what? See what you can do. What are you?
Stay, Bill.
Come on, Bill.
We're in the top of the fifth. Score 11-1. Batter number 11, Billy Coyle. Line drive. Ground ball. Shortstop Steve Skane throws to Jimmy Carroll at first. The first out of the inning. Brings to the plate number 20, Al Sanasieri. With one out in the top of the fifth. Pitch, swinging a foul ball straight back. Pitch over the batter's head for a ball. Pitch, swinging a ground ball to Danny Poulter. He dives for it, loses glove, and the runner will be safe at first. There's a ground ball back to the mound. Danny Poulter stuck out his mitt in an attempt to stop the ball, hit off his glove, rolled past the mound. Steve Skane picked it up, attempted to throw to first, but was not in time.
It's in the gas tank.
So there's a man at first with one out. That brings to the plate first baseman number 4, Denny Lopuk. Pitch high, ball one. Poulter pitching from the stretch. Checks the runner at first. Throws home. Swing a ground ball straight up the middle for a base hit.
Come on, JC, kid.
Runners at first and second. For number 16, John Cotter. So runners at first and second, one out. Top of the fifth, score 11-1. Pitch, bunt attempt, fouled straight back.
Good idea, John. Good idea.
So the count 0-1's John Cotter. Pitch, low and outside, ball one. Runners take their lead. Ground ball back to the mound. Dan Poulter catches it. Throws to first for the out. Runner is scoring from second. And I'll explain that play. It's a ground ball back to the mound with the runner stealing third, attempting to steal third. Dan Poulter caught it, saw that he could not catch the runner going to third, so he threw to first. The runner was out at first. And the runner who was stealing third ran home on the play. Throw back to home, got by catcher Mike Jones, and rolled back to the screen. And the runner who was at first was given a free base and scored on that. So 2 runs are in with 2 outs in the inning. And the DH, Kevin Johnson, is up. Strike on the outside corner of the plate. Pitch, bunt attempt, fouled straight back.
Man, Stafford. 2 outs.
What about Bill? Get down yourself.
Pitch, low and in the dirt. Gets away from the catcher, Mike Jones. And the count, I believe, is 2-2. 2 outs, nobody on. Pitch. High pitch, swung out and missed for the final out of the inning. That is Dan Poulter's 5th strikeout. 2 runs scored that inning, so after 4.5 innings, score is Parsippany Hills Vikings 11, Columbia Cougars 3.
That's a throw. Haven't done that hard all day. Put the mustard on it, boy.
Pat Ryan will lead off the inning for the Vikings. Leadoff batter Mike Jones will follow him, and Steve Skane will follow Mike Jones.
I'll get it, Doug.
No, you gotta keep your stats.
No batter yet, Doug.
Now they're in.
I'll be back in time. They'll wait for me.
Whenever you want. She got taken out.
Pitch to Pat Ryan, high, ball 1. Rudy Katzenberger warming in the bullpen for the Vikings. Pitch, pop fly ball, right on the 4 feet away from the line of first base. Drops in, just eluding the first baseman, pitcher, and catcher. Pitch, bunt attempt by Pat Ryan, looks good. Picked up by the pitcher, Jeff Roth, thrown to first. Bounces over the head of the first baseman, Danny Lopuk. Pat Ryan reaches first on the bunt attempt. So with nobody out, Vikings have a runner at first base, and that'll bring up Mike Jones. Pitch, whoa, almost hits Mike Jones. Pat Ryan will take second. Ball got by the catcher, John Cotter.
John, was that a foul tip? John? Is that a foul tip?
Count 1-0. Mike Jones, the pitch.
Good job, Judge.
Strike one. Count.
Good, Jeffrey.
Pat Ryan takes his lead at second. Pitch, line drives. Second baseman dropped. Pat Ryan will go to third. Mike Jones reaches first on an error by the second baseman, Tom Nosher. Ball hit right at the second baseman. Hit off the edge of his mitt. Bounced behind him. So runners at first and third with nobody out. Batter number 9, Steve Skeen. Pitch. Runner stealing second. He'll go in there safe. The throw went to third. Catcher John Cotter possibly thinking there was a double steal on. Didn't want to take any chances throwing to second. Runners at second and third. Pitch, high and outside. Ball 2.
Hello there.
Pitch on the outside corner, strike one. Runners at second and third, nobody out. To the batter, Steve Skeen. Pitch, swing and fouled back over the screen. Jeff Rott checks the runners. Throws home. Swing and a miss. So Steve Skeen strikes out. That is Jeff Rott's first strikeout. 1 out in the inning. Runners holding at second and third. That brings up left fielder number 3, Vinny Greco. Pitch, swinging a long fly ball, deep left field, over the head of the left fielder. Pat Ryan will score. Mike Jones coming around third, he will score. Vinny Greco running second, going to third. The throw, he is safe. Ball gets by the third baseman, by the catcher. Vinny Greco will hold at third with a triple. Booming shot by Vinny Greco. Went about a foot over the outstretched arm of left fielder Billy Coyle. Vinny Greco knocking in 2 runs on that triple. So runner at third now with 1 out. And the center fielder George Barchfried is up.
Clean up!
Pitch. Looked good, but apparently outside, ball 1. George also plays JV for Parsippany Hills. The pitch, ground ball to shortstop. Knocks it down, throws to first. In time. And Vinny Greco scores from third on the ground. Ground ball to the shortstop, Carmen Nassau. Thrown over to first to Denny Lopuk. Just nips George Barchfried for the second out of the inning. That brings to the plate Dave Cook. Pitch. Line drive into left field, left center field. Drops in for the base hit. Dave Cook having a fine day at the plate, as well as just about all the Parsippany Hills players today. Runner at first, 2 outs. 3 runs in, with DH Mike Baldessari up. Vikings leading 14-3. Pitch. Swinging a high fly ball out to center field. Caught by the center fielder, Al Sanasieri, for the final out of the inning. So after 5 innings of play, the score, Parsippany Hills 14, Columbia 3. This is Rob Tadero up in the upper fields at Parsippany Hills. You're watching a freshman game, Parsippany Hills Vikings against the Columbia Cougars. Vikings leading 14-3.
Johnson.
Johnson. Scott Johnson. Scott Johnson.
19 shots.
Scott, any changes in the field?
Divide that into 20 spaces. Look at the cross points.
Katzenberger. Carrot.
Oh.
Pitch. That kid, okay, and Mormon.
I give him a shot.
That kid Tadera's a real faggot.
Get up, Wahid.
Pro commentator. Look at my trip planner.
See you on the picture?
Scotty Jones.
Mike Jones has walked over to our booth here. Just say hello for us.
How you doing, folks?
He's a head in.
We have some changes in the field for the Vikings. Rudy Katzenberger replacing Jimmy Carroll at first. And there's a ground ball at third base. Jim Sanders picks it up, throws the first, not in time. As pitcher Jeff Rott reaching first on a slow ground ball to third base. And Frank Warman replacing Mike Jones at catcher. Bunt attempt by Carmen Masao. Goes fouled on the first base line. In the top of the 6th, runner at first, nobody out. Count 0-1, the batter Carmen Masao. Score 14-3. Vikings ahead. Poulter pitches. High fly ball, shallow left field. Right field. First baseman Rudy Katzenberg goes back to get it, and it just goes by his glove in foul territory.
Time you got now.
10-6.
You asked at 5:30.
All right.
Count no balls, 2 strikes to Carmen Masao. Runner at first. Pitch, ground ball to third. Jim Sanders up with it. Throws to first. High throw to first. Gets over the head of the first baseman, Rudy Katzenberger. Jeff Rott is scoring. And Carmen Masao takes takes third on that. Another dispute here. Yes, Carmen Masal will go to third. The ball was hit to third baseman Jim Sanders. Pumped as if to go to second. Saw he had no time. Then threw to first, high to Rudy Katzenberger. Went over his head. Jeff Rott scored on that. And Carmen Masal went to third on the overthrow. The batter is Paul Manganelli, and the line drive foul, just foul down the left field line. Hard shot by Paul Manganelli. Went 5 or 6 feet foul down the left field line. Count, no balls, 1 strike. Poulter checks the runner at third, fires, line drive right by the third baseman Jim Sanders. Vinny Greco picks it up out and left, runs it into the infield. Carmen Masal scored on that. It was a line drive that third baseman Jim Sanders went 2 steps to his left, leaped to his left, just went by his glove, 2 or 3 inches by his glove, out into left field for the base hit. So Paul Manganelli reaches first on the hit, and 2 runs have scored so far this inning for the Cougars. That brings to the plate third baseman Vinny Mastronardi. Pickoff attempt at first by Dan Poulter, runner getting back in time. Pitch, high fly ball right behind the plate. Frank Werman picked it up late, finally saw it, ran back to catch it, but it was too far in front of him.
We're hitting now. What did you
Pitch in the dirt. Good stop by Frank Werman. Runner holding at first.
No, that's not your girls over there. That's another team coming to play.
Pitch in the dirt again. Count 2 balls, 1 strike to Vinny Mastronardi. Throw to first, not in time. Pitch by Poulter inside. Count 3 balls, 1 strike to Vinny Mastronardi. With a runner at first. Poulter fires, fly ball into the gap in left center field. George Bartrey runs over and catches it. That is the first out in the inning.
Behind you, all right.
Paul Manganelli stays at first. And that brings up left fielder Billy Coyle. Pitch right over, strike 1. Pitch, ground ball, foul. Right next to the Parsippany Hills Vikings bench. Count, no balls, 2 strikes to Billy Coyle. Pitch in the dirt. Good stop by catcher Frank Werman. Bounced at least 1.5 feet in front of the plate. Hit it right square in the middle of the chest of catcher Frank Werman. The runner held at first. Poulter pitches. Ground ball back to the mound. Throw to first in time. Ground ball right back to pitcher Dan Poulter. Looked over to second, saw he had no play. Fired over to first in time to get batter Billy Coyle. That'll bring up fifth batter, number 20, Al Sanasieri. 2 outs in the top of the sixth. Pickoff play at second. Poulter spun and threw to second. It was a wide throw. Steve Skane had to dive to catch the ball. Stopped it. Pat Ryan picked it up, so the runner stayed at second. Pitcher low. It was low, but he called it a strike. Count, no balls, 1 strike. Pitch, high fly ball, out to left center field. George Bartreat gets under it and catches it. Looks like they would collide back from here. Apparently, Vinny Greco was a couple feet behind George Bartreat, who made the catch.
Jeffrey, you're not the ump, you're not the coach. You can't do that.
So the ball game's over,
That's their forfeit if they can't play.
and 2 runs scored that inning. So the final score, Parsippany Hills Vikings 14, Columbia Cougars 5.